I'm from the city. Oh, good Lord. Oh my God, what was it? What was it? Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Leah and today I will be showing you my new project. Before I continue with showing you this album, I would like to remind you that I also created a tutorial for all of you that would like to make the same album. Tutorial comes in PDF or video version, so whatever you like. And also there will be one listing with video and PDF together. So if you like this album, then you can go to my Etsy store and check my listings over there. And today's project is something I never thought in a million years I would be ever creating, and that's like album with farm theme. But I bought these papers like long time ago, and just in case I will use them like in the future, somewhere in the future, maybe for my pictures from my childhood, because I have so many pictures when I was a little girl from the farm. Because yes, even if I'm a city girl, in my blood is running farmer's blood. So yes, I'm a daughter of a farmer. So ladies, if I'm already talking about my farmer's roots, so please let me show you really handsome farmer boy that I was born to. Just give him some thumbs up, please. Just a short story. Even I was raised in the city. My father comes from like a big farm, so you don't even know where it begins and where it ends. So that's how big it is. And then my father moved to the city, met my mother, and there we go, I was born in the city. And as a child, I always spent so many days on the farm. Did I like it? Not so much. Yes, I did like it. I'm just joking. I loved everything about countryside. So I liked people, I liked my grandmother, which she was such a sweet, gentle dolly. Really like this cute country lady. So I did like it. And I remember all those like nice things we were doing. I remember milking the cows. I remember fresh made bread that she was like making in that big ovens, like, you know, this real farmers natural ovens. So I remember so many things. So I did enjoy it. And now let's go back to my project. I created this album for my childhood memories from the farm, and believe it or not, I had these papers like at least 5 times on my desk, and I was like, should I start working on these papers or not? So, and then I was just like, took them off my table, put something else on the table, and I was doing that like probably for like 5 times. And then my final decision was, you know what, let's give it a try. So there it is, my album with this beautiful farm papers and farm images. And at the end, I have to tell you, I enjoyed so much making it, because I had all those memories in my head from my grandmother who lived on the farm and all the activities that we were doing there. So it really brought out all those memories back. So here it is, and I would like to show you. No. First, before I show you the inside of the album, I would like to explain you a little bit how I created it. For this album, I've used one 8x8 pad, and I think there are like 2 or 3 papers left from the pad. And then I also used one 12x12 patterns and solids pad, which you still, I think, some papers left, which you can always use for like greeting card if you have somebody that lives on the farm and if you need to make a greeting card for them. So there will be some papers left from those pads. And then also I used ephemera card pack and also chipboard sheet. and I have used every single element from the chipboard sheet, so this is perfect. And then also I have made like 3 pages. Actually there are like 3 inserts, and on each side they're like 1 page, so that means 6 inner pages and also 1 front and 1 back cover page. And that's all. So now I invite you to come closer, and I would like to show you the inside of this beautiful album. It really is beautiful. Here is the album, and I am so proud of this album. It really turned out great, and it really shows that I enjoyed making it. And here, let's go first on the front cover. See, so here on the front cover, I created 3 frames, and I wrapped each frame into different kind of binding material. So here on the bottom is frame covered with fabric, and then 1 frame I covered with book cloth, the same as my covers. And then here on top frame I use specialty paper. As you can see, this paper is like off-white color with some grayish inside, and it really looks like faded, or it's like, it really looks nice, like it's like distressed, or however you want to call it. But it really looks nice, and it matches perfectly with this cute cow here on the image, or actually on ephemera card. So here on the top part I placed this beautiful flower. It's actually a fabric flower. For all of you that know how to make flowers, you can make them yourself or you can buy them. And then here I used 2 chipboard elements that I tucked behind the flower, and also down here I used chipboard element that I attached onto another piece of chipboard, just regular chipboard. And then of course here in the middle I adhered this element, this embellishment. I think this is like door knocker. Let's say it's like little door knocker. So I just used these 2 breadths, and I attached the metal thing on to this chipboard right here. And also here this element comes in 2 parts, so I just removed the inner part and then I attached this one here in the middle. Okay, let's go here on the spine. I'm just gonna show you the spine from this angle that you can see how 3D looks. And I have made like 3 mats also in different binding material. Actually, I covered them in different binding material. And here on bottom and top, I have used like different chipboard elements, and down here you can see it's a pearl. This is like a little larger pearl, so I think it really looks nice. And then the back I didn't cover with anything, so you will be left with some papers, and you can always use like leftover papers for matting the back of the back cover, so whatever you want to do. So now let's go to the inside, and here you have inside cover page. So this is front inside cover page, and also I have created this page with like 2 frames. And then here the opening, it looks so beautiful. I don't know if you can see this, it's like 3D because these elements make it look so nice. And of course this is then space for your photograph. And also these elements, and this element here, the image of the cow, is then placed on top of these elements. So it's like they're stacked on top of each other. And then here you can also see 1 element. And then here in the holes I placed like pearls. So I think that adds more interest to the page, and the page looks so much more beautiful. And now let's go to inside pages. And this is page 1. For page 1, I created, like, you will see like small flaps, and on those flaps there are like different kind of mats attached. So this gives like page more interest, and like it looks much nicer. So here is like, you can see this double flap, and there are like some mats attached on it. So here on this mat you can see this ephemera card, and this ephemera card you can always replace with your photograph. And here is a space for photograph. And up here you can see this is part of ephemera card that I cut out, and the bottom part of ephemera card I have used for some journaling inside, I don't know, like second or third page, I'm not sure right now, but okay, I've used the bottom part of this card. Okay, now let's go and flip this over, and to the inside you can see another mat. So here is a space for a photograph, and again here space for photograph, and up here and down here there are like images that are cut out from ephemera card. And also then here is another smaller flap with card. You can also place like wherever you see ephemera cards. I'm not just gonna repeat myself. So wherever you see ephemera cards, you can always use them or replace them with your photograph. So if you want to have more photographs in your albums, then just don't use so many other stickers or ephemera cards, then just use your photographs, of course. But sometimes I like to make my albums with less photographs in it and more images. But the other time I like to use, like, maybe I like to create albums to add some more photographs inside with less images, of course. But here I think these images were so beautiful that I just wanted to add like as many as possible. Okay, so and then this flap flips over again, and then you have here again another ephemera card. So this is page 1, and now let's go to page 2. And this here is page 2, and again more flaps and more mats, and it looks really cute. So here you can see a flap with ephemera card. You can replace it with photo, like I said before, and here is part of larger ephemera card. I wanted to use it for journaling. And also you can replace this ephemera for journaling with your photos, of course. And then here this flap flips over, and you have more spaces for a photograph, and then here you can add some photo, and here photograph, and here look at this beautiful look at this big. I like him so much. And now let's go and turn this larger flap over. And here you have like 2 mats inside. No, actually this is mat and this is like part of the flap. And here you can add like photo, and here is place for photograph. And here I matted, actually here I attached 2 mats. So here for the outside you can use these images. Actually these images are from 8x8 paper, or you can also use photos in here. And here you can choose, or you want to add photos, or you just want to have like beautiful paper, whatever you want to do. And then this flips over to this side, and here you can see the inside of both of these mats. And here you have like space for photograph. You can place like 1 larger photograph or 2 smaller, but I wouldn't add anything to this side of the mat. So I just want to have it just as it is. Okay, so now let's go and move to page 3. So this is page 3, and this chipboard element is up here on top of this ephemera card. And then here you have like flap, and on this flap there are like 2 mats attached with this double flap. So this double flap opens and you can add photos inside. And then here this flap will open to the top, and you can see you only have space for 1 photograph. And then here on top you don't have to put anything. And then down here you have another flap, and this flap you have here this ephemera card, or you can add photo here. And then this flap would open down, and then you have 2 spaces for different sizes of photographs. All right. Oh, and then here you can add like more photos, or like 1 larger, whatever you want to do here. So this is page 3, and now let's go to page 4. And page 4 is page that I like the most. I like all these elements and flaps and mats, so really this page is the one that is my favorite. So here you have a flap, and on this flap there are so many things attached and created. It's like you have like 1 mat, and then you have two small flaps, and then you have belly band, and it's really, you have so many things here. So here you have one of the small flaps, and then on this flap you can see like this element is attached, and this is the inside part of this element. And for here, for the inside, I chose ephemera card. So I just placed this on ephemera card, just cut around it, and look at this, it looks so beautiful, this saying here. And then here it is meant for like to open the flap, so it really is nice. And then here you have another smaller flap with ephemera card. Oh, and you place photograph here, and then you open it and place photograph down here and here. And this is actually a belly band, and then behind the belly band is tucked this mat. So you just place your photograph here. You can also place your photograph here on the back, which I didn't mat. And then here, this is, oh, no. Here is an image. I forgot to tell you this. This is an image from, I think it's from 8x8 paper. And then this image I adhered only here in the middle. And then this part here I left loose, so you can actually tuck your photo behind here. So I don't have a ephemera card here or a photo to show you, but as you can see here, you just tuck your photo behind. You don't have to glue it all the way down. So when you remove your photo, you can see this beautiful paper. And let's go and tuck this back behind. So these are like two small flaps. I mean, no, yeah, two small flaps. So then this flap would open to the side. And then, oh, look at this, you have like larger mat for photos, and then here is a ephemera card for journaling, and then here is another flap for photos, and then this flips over, you have more spaces for photographs, and then this flap opens. And then what I try to do here is just not use it for any photograph. So I'm not gonna place any photographs here. I will just enjoy this beautiful, whenever I will go through this album, I will just enjoy these beautiful papers and these beautiful farm animals. So that's why I never want to cover all my papers in my albums. So okay, here then this is like the base of the page. So I will just use like some very large photograph if I have one. If I don't have it, then I'm just gonna make it. And this was page 4, and now let's go move to another page, and we have 2 more pages. So this is page 5, and then you have again flaps with mats, and here is another mat with this beautiful card. Oh, and here is like down here is part of ephemera card. So I just cut it out because I wanted to use this line for, let's say, to write a name or a date. That's the purpose of this paper here, I mean on this piece here. And then here on this side you have another ephemera card for journaling, or just use a photograph here. And then look at this image from 12x12 paper, it looks very nice. And then this flips over, and then you have more mats. I mean actually on this side of the mat you have more spaces for more space for a photograph. And then here on this side you have another flap, space for photograph, again here space for photograph, and here on the base page you can add some photos. So this is page 5, and then we have one more page, and then we are finished. So this here is our last page, and here on this page I have created, let me think. Okay, so here on the top I created 2 smaller flaps, and then this flap here would open, and it has like pocket on the top with photo mat. And then of course here you can also see this part here I cut out from ephemera card, and also here these 2 parts are cut out from ephemera card. So you can use ephemera card in so many different ways. You don't have to use them in one piece, you can just cut them apart and use them for all different kind of things. Like you can just use them as an embellishment, or you can use them like these 2 things. You can see this is like just for embellishment, and also here just for accessorize it more, like page or whatever, or flap. And here you can also use like just part of it for journaling. You don't have to use like the whole card for journaling. So here this thing opens then, and then you have here spaces for photograph, and let me see what else is here. Okay, and then this one opens, and then you have here again ephemera card, and then here you can place, like, instead of paper you can place like tiny photograph here, and then here you have like smaller frame, smaller flap on the bottom, and then of course here ephemera card with spaces for a photograph, and this opens down and you have, look at that, more spaces for a photo. And then here on the top you have another small flap, it opens, and here you have like more spaces for journaling. No, this goes down, and this goes, I think, yeah, this goes on the top. So this is our page 6, and this is the last page of the album, actually the inner page of the album. And now let's go and see how back cover page looks. So this is our back cover page, and the back cover page is created the same way as the front cover. I just use different papers here on the top, and here different embellishments. And I cut out this ephemera card, I just glue it onto the piece of chipboard, and then added like this chipboard element on the top of the card, and that's all. And oh, and here is, of course, inside is a space for photograph. So this is our Farmhouse album. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for stopping by and watching my video, and until next time, goodbye.